Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second installment of the Impact Chronicles Shaping CSR with Evidence webinar series. I'm Tulika Shrivastava, your presenter for today's session, alongside my co presenter, Manik Sharan. We both work with Sambodhi's CSR vertical. So, before diving into the details of today's webinar, let me give a brief introduction to Sambodhi. We are a leading social impact advisory firm specializing in monitoring, evaluation, strategy and formulation for social development. We collaborate with a wide variety of organizations from corporates to nonprofits, helping them design and execute impactful programs that drive both business success and positive social change. With 2 decades of experience, we have the expertise to bring strategic goals to life using robust framework and innovative tools. This webinar series is part of Sambodhi's CSR vertical, a new center dedicated in helping business craft and execute CSR strategies. Our CSR unit offers a wide range of services, including CSR strategy formulation, monitoring and evaluation, reporting and impact assessment, and stakeholder engagement. Now I'll give you a brief about brief introduction to today's webinar session. CSR is about more than just doing good. It's about aligning actions with strategic goals to achieve both business success and positive social outcomes. However, creating and executing impactful CSR projects can be challenging without the right tools and framework. That's where Sambodhi's CSR 1.ai comes in. Our innovative platform is designed to guide you through the process, through this process, ensuring your CSR strategies are aligned with your company's vision and objectives to deliver a long-lasting result. During this session, we'll show you how CSR 1.ai empowers organization to move from strategy to action, utilizing key frameworks to deliver an impactful CSR project. Whether you are new to the CSR or refining your CSR strategies, this webinar will provide you valuable insights and practical strategies for driving impact through your CSR initiatives. Designing effective strategies to Sambodhi CSR 1.ai. At Sambodhi, we understand that a well-crafted CSR strategy is essential for aligning corporate actions with strategic goals and creating a meaningful impact. At the heart of our approach is the development of strategic roadmap. By leveraging the power of Sambodhi's CSR 1.ai, we work with you to craft a focused and actionable CSR narrative that aligns with your company's visions and objectives, ensuring that every action taken propels with business success and positive social change. To ensure these, we leverage our expertise and provide you with key tools such as theory of change. We map out the causal relationship between your activities and desired outcomes, ensuring the corporate policies and CSR projects are fully aligned with your strategic goals. This process helps you see how each action contributes to a envisioned impact. Process maps. These visual outlines workflows and responsibilities, improving communication and coordination across stakeholders. By identifying inefficiencies and bottlenecks, we enable you and your organization and your program partners to streamline operations and enhance collaboration. Result framework. This framework helps you systematically capture the key components of your project, demonstrating the pathways from inputs and activities to measurable outcomes and long-term impact. We also provide clear, quantifiable indicators vetted by verification to track progress and success. By using these tailored tools, Sambodhi helps you create CSR strategies that are not only effective but also sustainable, impactful, and aligned with your company's long-term vision. And This is the visual representation of how CSR 1.ai will help you in designing the project that suits your organization. Here, we are presenting an example of theory of change that we developed for one of our leading financial institutions. We work closely with the CSR teams and the implementation agency to create a theory of change tailored specific to the CSR goals. This framework allowed us to visualize and communicate the strategic roadmaps, ensuring that every step that the project, every step taken during the project is aligned. This is an example of how Sambodhi will help you with the result framework and the process assessments, process mapping.
A very good afternoon to one and all present today for this webinar. Thank you so much, Tulika, for such a wonderful introduction to our organization, as also for taking our viewers and participants through the design feature available on our tech-enabled platform, which is the CSR1.ai. To lend greater efficiency in impact assessments, Sambodhi has always strived to streamline the data monitoring exercise, and the rationale underscoring our endeavor is to promote enhanced transparency and data quality assurance. Now, how do we undertake this exercise? The first and the foremost step that is undertaken to ensure transparency and data quality assurance, as my colleague and co-presenter Tulika rightly mentioned, is to first create these strategic documents which not only sort of delineate the pathways leading to change, but also demarcate the specific roles and responsibilities that each stakeholder or actor is going to essay in the lead up to the resultant desired outcome. Now, these monitoring templates are essentially structured digital tools which enable the tracking, the analysis, and the reporting of project activities and outcomes. Now, they become particularly relevant for CSR firms when they are undertaking a host of projects addressing different thematic areas, capturing different SDG goals, and in the process, working and onboarding multiple implementation agencies. Now, at Sambodhi, we have tried to digitize these monitoring templates by creating customized surveys and tailored questionnaires, which align with the specific needs of each project and the implementation partner. We also, knowing fully well that multiple partners at times are working on different projects of a single CSR firm, have tried to ensure that the reporting formats are standardized to ensure easier data comparison and enhance the reliability of the information that is being fed in. Finally, we also look at tracking the key indicators to ensure that you are able to measure and view the progress of the activities and the data that's being collected on the ground. And this exercise is made easier through dashboards wherein you can view the real-time updates of not just the work that is being done by each implementation partner, but also across all the projects and all the implementation partners that you have onboarded for your CSR vision. This is a specimen of the monitor feature that we have developed through our CSR tech-enabled platform. As spoken earlier, you can design a template that is customized to your needs. You can get ready to view the results as available on the dashboards that have been updated for this very purpose. And these are again a digitized, standardized survey that can be created once we have interacted with the program partners and understood how they are going about implementing their activities. These surveys are then allowed to incorporate different types of questionnaires. So it could be a long form, a long questionnaire. It could be a conversational form of questionnaire. And finally, as CSR implementing agencies, you are able to view the key indicators and the analysis that is coming in, the real-time analysis that is coming in on these dashboards. Moving on to the aspect of impact assessment. This is a macro view of the process that is undertaken by Sambodhi during the impact assessment of any project. So to begin with, we received the request for proposal, or which is popularly known as an RFP, from the CSR firms. once we have understood the needs of the RFP, the objectives of the project, the geographies within which the project has been implemented, and the sample that needs to be assessed, the sample that has received the benefits, we submit a technical and a financial proposal based on our understanding. Upon winning the bid, there is an inception meeting that takes place wherein we meet the clients as well as the relevant stakeholders if necessary. Thereupon, we undertake a desk review of the important project documents and receive further inputs from project implementation partners if necessary. This is a very important exercise as it helps us refine our research approach and maybe work upon the sampling framework, particularly its distribution, if such inputs and insights are coming in through the inception meeting. Upon the finalization of the inception report, we start taking the designing of the tools, and this too has a tech aspect enabled attached to it, which will be explained in just a bit. Once the data has been captured, we undertake its analysis, and finally the findings of an analysis are presented in the form of reports and any presentations that may be necessary. So when it comes to the aspect of designing the RFPs through multiple interactions with multiple firms, we have come to understand that this exercise has many challenges attached to it. The first and foremost is the lack of clarity that an RFP is able to deliver to us third-party evaluators in terms of the kind of project that has been undertaken, the kind of activities and objectives that have been undertaken as part of the project, and how that aligns with the overall strategic goal of a CSR firm. Another issue that we often find, or that has been communicated to us rather, is the fact that many a times these RFPs are designed manually, and that leads to a lot of inefficiencies in terms of the time that is undertaken to kind of develop them, as also the element of human error that can creep in. Now, both these points become very, very important, keeping in mind the fact that as mandated by the government, one has to submit the impact assessment reports for all the projects that it has sort of initiated by the 31st of March of any year, which signals the end of the financial year. So keeping in mind this timeline, it is very important that the RFPs are designed and circulated at an earlier date, so that enables you to receive third-party evaluation proposals well in time and undertake the evaluation and impact assessment of your projects and submit the findings. So here, through our Sambodhi CSR1.ai tech-enabled platform, we have the impact feature, which helps you to automate a lot of the processes included or used while designing an RFP. So first and foremost, you can choose the nature of your proposal, which could be a lean or an in-depth assignment. Based on the choices that you make, you have the sample size, which will appear for you. The timeline of the project is also available, and you can make a choice depending upon the length of the assignment. The key respondents are mentioned, and you can choose through a number of options that appear in the drop-down menu. The structure of the RFP basically talks about whether you want it to be a quantitative or an entirely qualitative exercise, or whether you want it to be a mixed approach wherein both elements of quantitative as well as qualitative analysis are undertaken. The tools will help you choose the exact qualitative tools that you would want for us or for any third-party evaluators to kind of use in this exercise, which could be a focus group discussion, it could be a key informant analysis, key informant interview, or an in-depth interview. Finally, you can describe a little bit about the project and thereafter review the details that have been shared by you concerning the name of your company, the details of your company, as also the name of the project and the information given by you under the approach and methodology section. Moving on, we also have made concerted efforts to ensure that the scope of work is clearly defined through the RFPs which are being generated on Sambodhi CSR1.ai platform. And for this, you can, as you can see, you can choose the thematic area that concerns your project, and you have more than one choices for that. Based on the thematic areas, a list of evaluation questions appear, and you can choose the ones which you need to be addressed through the impact assessment exercise. Stemming from both the evaluation question as well as the nature of the thematic area that has been chosen by you, there are a host of indicators that also appear, and the most relevant ones which best track the change that you seek to envision through the implementation of this project can be chosen rather. And finally, we have a section which is dedicated to the key deliverables that you seek through this impact assessment. There is the option of inception report, a data collection report, the final report, as well as an option stating others, which can include presentations or synopsis reports, as you may please. Finally, although not visible in this slide right now, there is also a text box that's available for any additional detail that you may want to mention. And one thing that comes to the top of my mind is the fact that something related to finances or the contract period or the payment tranches can be made over there, wherein the first tranche could be released at the reception of the inception report, the second possibly at the end of data collection period, and the third once the final report and the presentations have been submitted. So that's entirely up to your discretion, but the option has been made available to you nonetheless. When undertaking the data collection exercise, as mentioned earlier, to bring about enhanced efficiency in our impact assessment processes, we have ensured a digital tool to capture the data in Sambodhi's impact assessments. So this has been done to ensure that not only is the data that's coming in accurate, but also to enhance the efficiency and productivity of our enumerators. So once we have received the RFP and the inception report has been made, the tools can be designed on the tech platform, as you can see, that we can choose either a small text box option, which basically pertains to when you're taking basic details of a respondent, like their name, like their parents' name, etc. The radio option provides you two responses wherein questions which either have a yes or a no can be prepared. The MCQs are multiple response questions, which, for example, if there's a question on the sources of livelihoods contributing to the income of a respondent or their families, that can be prepared over here. The rating questions are like a Likert scale question, which have 5 options in them. The phone numbers are automatically having 10 space for just 10 digits. And the number option basically adheres to figures like income, age, etc. Now, by automating these processes, what we are ensuring is that there is as little room for error as possible. For example, if I just take the instance of the phone number, by ensuring that there is space for 10 digits only, we know that the enumerators can only fit in 10 digits and not any additional digits. So this is how we try to ensure that the quality of the data that's coming in through our enumerators, through our data collection exercise, adheres to the highest standards. Over here, you have a small specimen of the kind of tool that can be developed through our tech-enabled platform, and this will be available to your viewing as well once we submit it. In terms of data analysis, our tech-enabled platform also has the provision for filling in the data that's being collected and analyzing it simultaneously. Now, the data that is being analyzed can be presented in the form of bar graphs, pie charts, histograms, etc. As also the kind of analysis that is being delivered is in the form of descriptive analysis, which talk about the percentages and the frequency of different indicators. For more detailed analysis, we use the statistical software called Stata 13 and can carry out analysis for linear regression models, indexation, standardized measures, etc. As for the qualitative research that we undertake, as spoken before, we carry out focus group discussions, key informant interviews, as well as in-depth interviews with our respondents and capture the best case studies, the best practices to enhance the numbers that are coming in through the quantitative data collection. Now, when you use our platform, this is the kind of dashboard that appears for you. And as you can see, the analysis that's been carried out can be seen from the geographies that have been reached out to, the indicators that have been mapped out, as also on the right side, you can see the geographies that where the data collection has taken place or it's ongoing, the number of project beneficiaries that have been reached out to, the kind of demographics or the distribution of those beneficiaries in terms of male and female, rural and urban, etc. So all these elements which are present in our tech-enabled software, Sambodhi CSR1.ai, just helps to bring about better transparency through better monitoring and assurance to our clients. Over to you, Tulika.
Once the final report is submitted, we also help organization in disseminating the knowledge through various channels. This includes the blogs that are available in the CSR1.ai platform, as well as social media platforms such as LinkedIn. By leveraging these platforms, we ensure that the CSR initiatives and the impactful results reach a wider audience, fostering transparency, engagement, and awareness between the industry and beyond. Malik, you can continue. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. And finally, there is also the element of capacity building, although not entirely digitized. What we at Sambodhi, through our over 2 decades of existence now, and by working on multiple projects with so many partner firms, as well as interacting with a host of implementation agencies, have realized is that many a times the perfect balance is not met, and there are some incompetencies that could be present in the implementing agencies. So to iron out these errors, we offer advisory services in the form of helping you identify and onboard potential implementation agencies. Now, how are these agencies kind of matched to your requirements? Is based upon the strategic goals and your visions, as also with the relevant body of work that these implementing agencies carry, their experience, and how closely aligned are their objectives and style of working to your broader goal and vision. We also help so once selected, we also help these implementation teams to create impact work plans, which are nothing but detailed documents that specify the objectives, the activities, the timelines, resources, and the expected and intended outcomes of a project. Now, this is again, as spoken before, much like a theory of change, much like a monitoring exercise, is done to ensure that they are designed to maximize the effectiveness and efficiency in the implementation of a project. Finally, talking about the aspect of capacity building, at Sambodhi, we also undertake strengthening stakeholder capabilities of our partner firms as well as their partner implementing agencies. Now, how do we do this? We do this primarily by conducting training sessions, by conducting workshops, and also offering a customized CSR course that helps the interested as well as the existing CSR professionals to understand the evolution of CSR in the Indian space, the national CSR framework, as well as the international CSR framework, to understand what the journey and the evolution of the CSR framework has been, or the CSR space has been in India, to understand its present scenario, as well as gain a foothold on what the future developments could look like. We also try to ensure that through these courses, workshops, and trainings, they are able to understand the policy framework that is in place today, the amendments that are being made ever so frequently. And for these, we hire in-house experts as well as those coming with a great degree of knowledge and academic acumen from outside to help us disseminate the best knowledge. Now, before we take on some questions, I would just like to leave you with a quick recap of all that's been said to you over the course of the last 35 minutes, and with a video presentation which captures all the critical elements of Sambodhi CSR1.ai, which we spoke about. Hope you enjoy this.
As more companies commit to adopting CSR strategies that address environmental and social issues and create value, it's becoming more critical to ensure that these strategies improve efficiency, ROI, and near real-time visibility of social impact. We know how pressed companies are to think bigger and do more, while also increasing their accountability to all stakeholders. You need a robust design for your strategies and strong data to back up all your hard work. CSR One has you covered. We have been in the social impact space since 2005. Leveraging our 2 decades of experience, we have created a tool and a framework that will help you articulate, design, measure, manage, and track your CSR activities and communicate all your insights in a way that captures the depth of the work. Our end-to-end solution is front-ended by a technology-led platform and driven by a multidisciplinary team of professionals. Starting with the design and formulation of CSR policy, creating a results framework, managing timelines, monitoring progress to conducting impact evaluations, and showcasing your impact. CSR One helps you do all this and more within a few clicks. We understand the capital project design process and work with our clients' engineering teams to share our knowledge from the outset. Through 5 critical services, CSR One helps you manage the entire social impact program lifecycle. 1. Design. 2. Implementation. 3. Monitoring. 4. Impact assessment. 5. Learning. In the designing phase, we help you formulate a CSR strategy that defines your vision and program objectives and establishes a strategic roadmap. Our unique tool helps you brainstorm approaches and collaborate with stakeholders to co-create strategic documents such as the theory of change, results framework, and process maps. Implementation. Next comes the implementation phase. We work with you to identify modes of implementation and suitable implementation structures. In this category, we offer a range of services such as identify and conduct due diligence on potential implementation partners and onboarding suitable partners. Develop high-impact work plans and strategies in consultation with the implementation team. Identify key geographies and demographics. Build capacities of internal CSR team and implementation partners. Monitoring. In the monitoring phase, CSR One helps in technology-enabled monitoring of your CSR projects through creating custom data collection tools, bulk upload of data, workflow system for issue flagging or management, centralized monitoring, classification and reporting, automated assessment report generation, and compliance monitoring, and creating data dashboards. CSR One also helps you undertake rigorous impact assessments. Leveraging world-class expertise and innovative technology, we help our clients to develop SOPs, concurrent monitoring, evaluation, and reporting frameworks, conduct stakeholder consultations and identify relevant metrics, plan field visits to project sites and collect data, review the management process of conducting periodic impact assessments, and identify best practices and recommendations and help implement recommendations and feedback. Last but not the least, we are building a community to help curate the critical knowledge that only practitioners have. Our global network can help provide valuable insights into international standards, local regulatory systems, sectoral nuances, and cultural contexts. We built CSR One to help social impact teams wrap their arms around their entire portfolio. We are here to help you do good work better.
So that brings us to the end of this presentation and the deck that we had prepared for you to take you through the transformative journey in enhancing the efficiency in impact assessment, which starts right at the time of strategies and leads to actionable insights that can be brought about through your choices based on the assessments and findings that we report to you. And in this entire exercise, we strive to use technology as much as we can to ensure that everything is done with punctuality, ensuring higher efficiency and better effectiveness. So we are now open to questions. If there are any questions coming forward, we'll be taking them. Thank you. I am seeing one question that's popped up. It basically asks about the uniqueness of this CSR One platform that we have built. So to address that, what I would like to say is that this is a very unique product. It's a one-stop solution essentially. And by this, what I mean is that it's a single platform where the entire life cycle of the project can be mapped out, can be seen and addressed. So as I spoke earlier, as we were explaining earlier, right from the time of creating these strategic documents, which talk about the theory of change, which talk about the results framework, showing how the project is leading to the desired outcomes and how are we designing the surveys for that, be it for the implementation partner when monitoring their activities or when designing these very surveys for ourselves when undertaking impact assessment. So the entire life cycle of a project is visible to you or can be undertaken on this one platform. Now, the second great feature of this platform is that usually when we start writing reports, we usually do it on MS Word and we then create a PDF for that and share it with the respective stakeholders. When it comes to analysis, you either have something like a statistical software that we use like Stata, or probably carry it out on Excel, where you're creating your bar graphs and charts and histograms and whatnot. So essentially, this exercise has also been sort of automated and outsourced to this particular platform, incorporated in this particular platform, wherein the moment the data comes in, you can capture or you can analyze the data that's coming in and create these data dashboards, as we just saw in the presentation as well as the video, and see how the data is being progressed, how the data monitoring or collection is progressing, as well as the key indicators, how they are performing. So that's a very, very important sort of offering of our CSR.1 platform. Finally, another great feature of this platform is the fact that as a client, when you have multiple projects all available on one domain, then you can see which of them are live, which of them are dormant, which of them are yet to start. But if I was to kind of choose one feature that is the highlight of our CSR One platform, I think it's the designing of the RFP, which will really make your life a lot easier, a lot simpler, and help you get the kind of proposals that actually address the needs that you are seeing to be satiated through the proposals and through the vision of your organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Manik, for taking us through the platform. With this, we have come to an end of this webinar. Thank you, everyone, for joining and for taking out your time and joining this webinar. We'll also have few more webinars in the coming future. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day, all of you. Thank you.